COSATU warns DA against Zuma home visit and arrangements being made for stranded OneTime passengers. Good evening, I'm Greg Hoos. COSATU in KwaZulu-Natal has joined the ANC in warning the DA against going ahead with its intended visit to President Jacob Zuma's homestead at Nkandla. The DA intends to carry an on-site visit to the homestead on Sunday, following reports that more than 200 million rand has been set aside to upgrade it. COSATU's Provincial Secretary Zuma says this is an example of what he calls the DA's continued undermining of African leadership after the party marched to COSATU House in May.
This is again a highest level of provocation by the Democratic Alliance, and we hope they will withdraw their intention. But also at the same time, we regret that there might be people from the media, particularly journalists, that will join them on the unprofessional journey to Nkandla. We are also of the view that whatever that the Democratic Alliance will need in Nkandla, they must understand that the consequences of it as a result of their own negligence and recklessness with the lives of many people of this country.
The DA says its visit to Nkandla will go ahead as planned, despite the warning. The ANC in KwaZulu-Natal has said in a statement, quote, "It goes without saying that people who reside at President Zuma's home have a right to protect themselves from anyone who invades their home." DA leader Helen Zille explains why she and a delegation of her party intend to visit the homestead.
We've written to the President and asked him whether the process has been undergone in terms of declaring Nkandla a national key point. We've written, I think, to the Minister of Public Works and a range of other people to say what process was undergone. The Minister also can't wake up one morning and decide to spend 200 million rand plus on a private residence of a politician without going through a process. And the handbook is very clear about what may or may not be done at private residences of the President or ministers.
Grounded low-cost airline OneTime says it's in talks with other carriers to assist passengers stranded by its grounding. The airline has confirmed it's filed for liquidation after months of questions around its finances. OneTime CEO Blackie Komani says all flights have now been grounded. He says they'll make arrangements for those who are abroad.
The board of directors of OneTime, together with the business rescue practitioner, decided to suspend services of OneTime. What we're doing now is to take care of the passengers, the ones the first priority being the passengers that are outside the country, to return them back home and to take care of the staff here at OneTime.
The Public Service Commission, the PSC, has held public hearings in Pretoria into government's compliance with the 30-day payment period to service providers. The main aim of the hearings is to ensure public participation on the payment process. Government departments have been experiencing problems in the payment process with regard to outsourced services. Commissioner Helen Zille says there are also allegations of corrupt government officials who force service providers to bribe them before they pay for the services rendered.
We are picking up these noises in a number of places. So if indeed it seems that what really is coming out is that there is actually corruption amongst the officials, then we need to face that up front, because we cannot allow a situation where even companies or individuals who are entrepreneurs who are offering a genuine service end up being caught up with corrupt officials.
Finally, gunmen have attacked a bus in Pakistan's southwestern province, killing at least 18 people. Police say most of the victims died in a fire caused by the attack at a petrol station. The top story at 6 o'clock, COSATU in KwaZulu-Natal has joined the ANC in warning the DA against going ahead with its intended visit to President Jacob Zuma's homestead at Nkandla. The DA intends to carry out an on-site visit to the homestead this Sunday.